Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Power or Might. I, Joey Styles, here with Jonathan Coachman and with Aiden English. Today on Power or Might, we might, hopefully we're going to see either the TWF hard middle winnings on stake or the TWF 24/7 winnings on stake. And we know at the end of the day, we're underneath new ownership and new leadership here in the toy wrestling gathering. If you've not heard, Joey Styles says that we are now owned. Frying Fisher is now the new owner of the toy wrestling gathering, Joey Styles said. Yeah, she already made a shift. Already named John Bradshaw Lakefield as the new seatman for the TWF leadership team or matchmaking team, Jonathan Coachman says. Yeah, I guess that means the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering is no longer a thing anymore. No, it's not. At all, Aiden English says it's not. And we'll see what Pat McAfee is going to do. I know that I can win the TWF hard middle winnings. I know I can do that. All I need to do, is to call out, all I know is I need to call out, Roxanne Perez, who is, the TWF, hard middle fighter, and I will win the TWF hard middle winnings. I never won nothing my time in WWE or in TWF, but today that shifts. Well, here comes Roxanne Perez now. Oh, well, you think, Pat McAfee, since we're underneath new ownership and underneath leadership, you somehow think that that's going to give you the upper hand to beat me for the TWF hard middle winnings. Well, guess again. You saw what happened when Autolycus, the King of Thieves, fought me. You know what happens when Autolycus, the King of Thieves, fought me, and I ended up beating him. So, I'm going to beat you like I beat him. This match is for the TWF hard middle winnings. First, he is Pat McAfee, and she is the TWF hard middle fighter, Roxanne Perez. Well, a lot of folks are going to wonder what's going to happen in the toy wrestling gathering. I mean, are there going to be any more outstanding... Oh! Pat McAfee just had Roxanne Perez down with that case, I guess you would call it, or box or whatever the English word for that would be. Jonathan Coachman said, I like to wonder, I don't know what next thing that Frying Fisher has gold for the toy wrestling gathering. She says she's going to make the toy wrestling gathering bigger than what Vince Kamicki or Diva Talks or even Xena did before her. John Coachman said, we'll have to see if that will happen or not. Aiden English says, always see it hype, big hype going on, Oh! And at the end of the day, Aiden English says nothing really comes out of it. So only time will tell what shifts we already see. And I see Roxanne Perez being still a TWF hard middle fighter. Well, you could be right about that. Joey Styles said Roxanne Perez coming up from... Oh, missed it. Pat McAfee gets out of the way. You could be right. There have been many shifts of ownership of businesses over the years, and everything keeping the same. And now Roxanne Perez got her hand caught in the rope. Joey Styles says. And now Pat McAfee is now hoping that he is going to win. Jonathan Coachman said, we'll see if this works out or not. Well, it looks like he missed. Oh, Roxanne Perez just hit Pat McAfee in the head with the case, or whatever the English word would be. And this is over. I told you, Aiden English says, at the end of the day, Roxanne Perez would still be the TWF hard middle fighter. 1, 2, 3. Here is your winner, and still the TWF hard middle fighter, Roxanne Perez. Well, Roxanne Perez is still a TWF hard middle fighter, and she beat Pat McAfee here today on Power and Might, and is still a TWF hard middle fighter. Well, you got that? Right, Jonathan Coachman says. Pat McAfee came very near to winning the TWF hard middle winnings, but at the end of the day, he did not win it. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now, Joey Styles says. Everyone wonders what's going to happen to the Toy Wrestling Gathering. I mean, the main wicker of the Toy Wrestling Gathering is done. We have a seatman of the TWF matchmaking team, which is John Bradshaw Lakefield. Well, I could tell you what, Aiden English says. I believe Astronema is still the four-setter and head leadership wicker of the Toy Wrestling Gathering. I do not believe that has shifted. And I believe Xena still has some ownership in the Toy Wrestling Gathering, even though it is no longer what it once was. Well, alright, we're going to take it away now to Mike Lane. Thank you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'm going to be talking with Pat McAfee here today on Power and Might. Alright, Pat McAfee, we've seen that you hope to become the TWF hard middle fighter, but sadly that did not happen. No, it did not happen, sadly, And I put in my time, I put in the work, and no, I didn't win it. But if you think I'm going to give up, Mike Lane, you sadly will be mistaken, because I will not give up. Well, does that mean you're still going to fight for the TWF hard middle winnings? Yes, I'm still going to fight for the TWF hard middle winnings. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to win it. And you will see me, Pat McAfee, as the new TWF hard middle fighter. Well, are you worried about the new ownership of the Toy Wrestling Gathering? Are you worried about the new leadership? Are you worried about Frying Fisher or Frying Fisher? No, I'm not worried about the new owner of the Toy Wrestling Gathering. Not worried about the new ownership, the new leadership, anything like that. Anyone who's been in the Toy Wrestling Gathering went through the Vince Kamicki ownership. They also went through the Diva Talks ownership. They went through the Xena ownership. So going for the Frying Fisher ownership isn't no big deal. Well, that's my talk with Pat McAfee. Back to you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. Well, thank you, Mike Lane, for talking with Pat McAfee here today on Power and Might. And that's all the time we got it for Power and Might. I, Joey Styles, with Jonathan Coachman and Aiden English. We hope you like Power and Might. And we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Moon Night Raw.